Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know exactly what I'm going to title this, but this is a warning. Okay? This is the Socialist Constitution from revcon.us or revcom.us. I'll throw a link to it in my description, I hope. But this is the warning. Forced settlements in the Soviet Union took several forms. The most notorious was the Gulag labor camp system of penal labor. Resettling of entire categories of population was another method of political repression implemented by the Soviet Union. Resettling of entire categories of population. Compared to the Gulag camps, the involuntary settlements had the appearance of normal settlements. People lived in families and there was more freedom of movement. However, that was only permitted within a specific area. All settlers were overseen by the NKVD. Once a month, a person had to visit a local law enforcement office at a Soviet in rural areas or a Milistia department in urban settlements. Exile settlements were a kind of internal exile. The system of political and administrative exile existed in Imperial Russia as well. The most notable exile of settlers in the Soviet Union were the whole nationalities resettled during Joseph Stalin's rule. At various times, a number of other terms were used for this category: special settlement, special settlement, special resettlement, and administrative exile. A term which refers to an extrajudicial way of deciding the fates of people by administrative means. Exiles were sent to remote areas of the Soviet Union, Siberia, Kazakhstan, Central Asia, and the Russian Far East. This is where it gets interesting. The major source of population in exile settlements were victims of what is now called ethnic cleansing. I want you to remember that, because this is what communists did in Russia. Now, we're going to go to special autonomous states. Okay. Now, understand that that's what they called the regions in Russia were autonomous states under the umbrella of the Soviet states, okay, which were countries basically forced into communism. This ought to scare you. If an African-American autonomous region is established in accordance with what is set forth above in this section and in this Constitution overall, the territory of this autonomous region shall be within what was the southern part of the former imperialist United States of America. Are these people ethnic cleansing at this point? Sounds like it to me. Now, the area where the enslavement and then the continuing oppression of black people within that imperialist state had its most concentrated historical foundation and roots, and where a large number of black people still lived at the time of the revolution, which put an end to that imperialist state and brought into being the new socialist republic in North America. The people don't necessarily have to vote for this. There's provisions in this with the Politburo that they're going to form that will form this for them. And then they'll just force relocate all African Americans to the Deep South. And they'll just say, well, you're autonomous, but there you go. Okay, I understand what part two of this says, but that's completely irrelevant, because if you continue reading on, and I'm not going that far into this because I'm only going to do about a 20-minute video. Now, this state can supposedly secede, but it won't have that right to do so. Okay. Mexican Americans. What was the southwest region of the former United States of America was seized by that country as part of the expansion of the slave system and other relations of exploitation and oppressions through armed conquest, including war against Mexico, which started in Texas, which obviously these people have no idea of Texas history. Please read the Texas subsection in Wikipedia on this. Santa Anna got his butt kicked at San Jacinto and got captured. Santa Anna signed over all lands north of the Rio Grande. Then Mexico wanted to say, well, no, it's up to the Nueces River. Well, sorry, we're not playing that game. Then they attacked a U.S. cavalry. The Mexicans attacked a U.S. cavalry thing after they had gone in and captured San Antonio twice after the Texas Revolution. They didn't garrison a fort. They didn't garrison a military unit there. The Mexicans didn't after they captured San Antonio twice. And Texas just didn't have enough manpower to put it in there. That's neither here nor there. Given this history, and after that, a long period marked by domination and exploitation of Mexico and its people by the imperialist United States of America, large numbers of people of Mexican origin and descent have for many generations lived in this region, with their ranks continually expanded by new immigrants forced to leave Mexico because of the continuing effects of the domination and exploitation by the USA. I'd love to see where they get that. They were joined by large growing numbers of people from countries in Latin America, which were also subjugated to the same kind of domination you expressed. Okay, relations with Mexico. They're going to cede a part of the southwestern United States to Mexico. They're going to have a independent autonomous state there, which that's what Section 2 says. In the overall context, and also taking into account the sentiments and aspiration of the people in the region, in particular those of Mexican origin and descent, the question of whether to return at least part of this region to Mexico, and or whether there should be established within parts of this region a country that is separate from both Mexico and the new Socialist Republic in North America, shall be taken up by the new government of the new Socialist Republic in North America. They're going to practice ethnic cleansing in this. There's the way that all this reads, there's no doubt. Okay? Because in subsection C, there's no way that they could return this to the Native Americans and follow through with either A or B. None. Because they're going to give the Native Americans back their historical lands. I know that there were more than 5 tribes in Texas, and that all of them had a claim on any portion of the state of Texas, from the Mexican border up. That's just from the Mexican border up. Oh, you had Pueblo out in West Texas. You had, you know, Alabama, Coshada, in East Texas. Kiowas in the north, Comanches in the central part of the Texas, Apaches in West Texas. Their plan is nuts. Okay? But they're going to force relocate. Okay? Or they're going to force settlements. And commit ethnic cleansing. And they say they're the enlightened ones? No, they're not. Their constitution proves that they have a plan of attack and that they're going to follow the exile settlements of Stalin. You don't have to be you don't have to be well educated to know that. You don't have to be well educated to see this. Who are the real racists? Who are the real racists? Babakin, or however you pronounce your last name, I don't really care. You pissed me off. Who are the real racists, Miss Taylor? Because you keep waving this Constitution around everywhere you go. And you keep touting Bob as the God and Savior. You got a serious complex. But I can see your plan of ethnic cleansing. Everybody should be able to see your plan of ethnic cleansing in this. And if you don't, you're truly lost. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Repentant Conservative. I will say 7 threes. I will catch y'all down the log. Y'all stay safe.